The entrepreneur Peter Diamandis once said that he sees all problems as gold mines, and I recently reread that, and I love the vibe behind that concept. The fact that it's not just about seeing problems as a source of solutions or opportunities, it's taking it up a level. It's going up to gold mines, which is a very entrepreneurial, very enterprising way of thinking about problems, which got me thinking about how we can do the same. Now, obviously, we can take the often shared idea that problems are opportunities in disguise. That's very powerful in and of itself, that idea, because that allows you to experience life in an entirely different paradigm, a paradigm through which you can gain from what others would throw out as something to react negatively to. So these are all kinds of problems, even the very worst traumatic situations and horrible events in your life. They can all be seen, depending on how you want to view them, depending on which goggles you decide to pull out of your drawer for that day. You can view them all as opportunities, but you can even see them as gold mines, like Diamandis does. And this doesn't mean that all problems could be seen as financial gold mines. And of course, you have to put in the work to develop a business around solving a particular problem, and it might not apply to all of them, but in theory it could. If there's a problem there, it means that other people are experiencing similar problems, and it means that there could be an enterprising solution. I'm not saying run out now and build a business around all your problems, but it's an interesting way of seeing things, and it also helps to keep things positive, helps me go through life, no matter how difficult things can get, with a very beneficial way of seeing things, in a way that means that my suffering is greatly minimized, because I don't dwell on all the problems. I dwell on them in ways that serve me and the others around me, and that means that my existence becomes so much more fulfilling and so much more interesting, and I'm wide awake now to problems. I actually seek them out. So, as an example, I'm currently in the process of drumming up a few more clients for my coaching business, and one of the guys I'm interacting with, because I like to get into conversations before I invite people on a call, and one of the guys is being a little bit resistant to my approach, and isn't too keen to get into a conversation about potentially being coached, and he's sort of quite negative about the whole concept of coaching. And perhaps a few years ago, if I'd seen that problem as something to move on from and something to just see as a problem, I would have stopped communicating with him a long time ago, and I would have seen it as an indication of what not to do. But now I see it as a source of opportunity and possibly a gold mine. If I am coming across a guy who's very anti-coaching and very anti-West Coast woo-woo coaching bullshit, that means that there are many other people with a similar viewpoint on how they see themselves as needing to be mentored or coached, or whatever label you want to put on it. And there are opportunities there. It could mean many things. For me, it could mean that I need to work on my ability to persuade and to demonstrate my value as a coach better than I'm doing, and that's huge in and of itself, because having this conversation with this guy gives me that opportunity to learn myself and to improve my own skills. But it's also a potential gold mine in that there could be a whole bracket of a certain style, a certain strain of coaching that hasn't been unearthed yet, that is going to be applicable to a certain type of person who doesn't really like the standard typical ways that people coach. Maybe there's a way to coach men in a more masculine way, in a way that involves more adventure, more outdoors, more survivalism, more bushcraft, more real action. This is why I developed my company, incidentally. So this is what's come out of that, as an example. So how might the problems in your life, the ones that you're reacting to, the ones that you're sighing about, the ones that you're crying over and suffering through, how could you sit with them for a bit and really see them as opportunities, but also see them as gold mines? Maybe it's a potential gold mine waiting to be unearthed, not by someone else, but by you, because you've seen the problem. Peter Diamandis, he developed and built 15 tech companies, and he's 55 or so. And you can understand that with a mindset like that, a mindset that sees problems as gold mines, as potential sources of huge financial success and enterprise and helping large numbers of people, you can see with that kind of mindset why and how you could be left with successes that look like 15 businesses that have been built. And maybe it's not about one's background, maybe it's not about one's genes, maybe it's about one's perspective in life. So think about the issues and problems and sticking points that you have. Think about how you might turn them around. Think about how they might be indications of places to make use of, take advantage of. And have fun with those problems that you initially react to. Yes, it's okay to resist a problem, to resist the pain, to resist something that annoys you about yourself or about the world around you, but then think, all right, time to breathe, take a pause. Perhaps this is the opportunity I've been waiting for so long. Most people don't have that viewpoint. Most people see the problem, they see it as a stinking pile of dinosaur turd, and they push it out of their lives. But the enterprising among us and the people that understand the philosophy of turning problems into solutions and possibly gold mines, possibly world-changing solutions, they see those things in a different way. And just that example I brought up today with this interaction with a client was very relevant to this conversation, because there could be a potential gold mine here. For example, in the way men are coached and the way men are approached. Coaching goes down very well with a lot of women. I think it's more popular amongst women, I might be wrong, but there could be a whole new avenue that a lot of men are turning away from, that by delivering it in a slightly different way could open up a huge opportunity there. So how does that apply to your own setup, your own deal? What problems are you experiencing? What's really bothering you? And how might you turn that into something really, really fantastic? Really use the energy that comes out of wanting to change that problem and driving that into something successful that you can really make use of and that the world can benefit from. All right, fellows. This is Alex signing out from a park. Still in Tbilisi, going to head to Istanbul soon and then on to the UK. So keep track of my travels and movements as I jump from one park to the next across the globe. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video, guys. Speak soon.